Live. What up, YouTube? This is GeoStealth R1. And here we go. This is the Traxxas E-Maxx. This is one of the Max families. I mean, you have the X-Max, you got the Max, and you got the E-Maxx. They call it the E-Maxx because electric, but that's electric. They call that a 110 scale, but they also call this a 110 scale. Interesting how, RCs are determined by size, but realistically speaking, the E-Maxx and the E-Revo should have been considered at least a 1/9 scale vehicle. Because if you put that 110 scale over there, put it next to this one, big difference. So I'll wait for you guys to come in. My notification squad, thank you for joining. Yeah, so I'll wait for a little while. I'll give you 30 seconds and then I'll begin. While I'm doing that, let me set you guys up. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna be yelled at for I think that's a good spot for you. Oh, there you go. Let me see, focus, wait, focus. Aha, focused. Dun, 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 dun. Turn it to the left, or do whatever. Alrighty, so we'll begin. This is the Traxxas E-Maxx. The Traxxas E-Maxx has been in my arsenal for, I would say, possibly 6 years now, and I kind of did with this as I did with the regular Max. I ended up buying a whole bunch of parts as I unboxed it, and I wanted to upgrade this thing immediately when I got it. So I'm gonna go from the outside to the inside, from front to back. All right, so let's go from the back. I'm gonna bring this over to you. I think this has always been a cool thing. I ended up throwing a little license plate right there. It says Stealth R1. I always thought that was a cool piece. And this has the Mamba Monster 1 edition. We'll talk about that in a few, and we'll talk about a few other things that have happened with this RC in a few, and how dated this is, because even the controller was supposed to be set for an iPod 4, an iPhone 4, and then the iPhone 5 came out and it was game over. So who's in the room? Let me see my peoples in the room. All right, so I'm gonna pick you guys up. I can care less about the stabilization with this. I do want to interact with you when I communicate everything with you guys and get into the nitty gritty, talk about stuff. Let me have some more, let me get some wine, because this might be a good 20-minute video. This, in actuality, is Cabernet Sauvignon. Yeah, I guess that's it. We killed off that bottle, and now I'm going with this bottle. So here we go. That's why I don't make these videos for children, because these young kids, this is just juice. Remember, this is just juice. Just juice. All right. So where do we begin? All right, so let's start off with the tires. These tires are from Proline. These tires are the Super Swampers. I don't even know the part number, but they were pretty expensive. Both of them, 2 pairs. You'll notice a difference when you start utilizing different types of when you buy Proline tires. They have a distinct smell to them, which has always been weird to me. They always had this smell that just drove me insane. This is the stock Traxxas E-Maxx Brushless Edition body, which I do have 2 other bodies that I never painted, but William, what's going on? And we'll talk about everything that's on the internal part of it. That's why I said when I bought this, I ended up doing a lot of things when it comes down to upgrades. Alrighty, so we're gonna go from the front to back. So we have the RPM front bumper, the RPM upper and lower arms, the RPM shock tower, the RPM body mounts, the RPM, I guess, steering blocks, would you call them? I have the Traxxas steel drive shafts upgraded, RC screw kit. I ended up getting blue aluminum shock covers. These are the hardened upgrade. These are the upgraded hardened shocks from Traxxas. The only thing I never liked about these is that I hate those C clamps. It drives me nuts, man. I don't know. That's just me. Okay, if I'm looking on the underbelly, let's go to the underbelly. Hopefully I can hold it with two hands. As you can see, the links are blue aluminum, which I changed out on each and every one of them. I have the front skid plate, I have the rear skid plate, and the chassis skid plate. And as you can see on the center drive shaft, that's a steel drive shaft. I still am rocking the 2075 servos, which are on both of them. Let's go in the back. Let's go in the back. Lewis LPRC, what's going on? William, you're 12 years old. Well, welcome to the channel, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Remember, this is grape juice. Grape juice, all right? Here we go. All right, so on the rear, we have the RPM rear bumper. We do have the rear shock tower. We got the rear body mounts. We also got the shock caps, also from Traxxas, which is blue aluminum. The hardened shocks. The shock covers are from, I would say they are from badhorsey.com. You know what, with all the advertisement I've done for Bad Horsey as of late, you know, hopefully they hook me up with something. You know, we'll see what happens. I don't even know. Icon RC, what's up? Nice truck. Oh, thank you very much. Lewis LPRC says grape juice. People are not. Shh. We're trying to keep this PG, my friend. Let me see. We have the RPM arms. We still have the RPM blue links. We have the steel drive shafts. I'm not a fan of these original steel drive shafts. I'll be honest with you. I am not a fan. I've never been a fan. If we go into the internal part of it, it's Dusty Motors shroud, which this sucks trying to unzip with one hand, but we will try. We will try to do this. No, we will not try. I'm gonna drop you for 1 second. There we go. Aha. So as you can see, I have the blue wire mesh. I always loved, you know, there's not many times I could say I did a great job with the wire mesh and the way the it just looks so smooth, you know, on all aspects of it, where it came from the motor into the ESC, and I thought that was a really cool thing. As you can see, this is the Mamba Monster 1 edition. I've always wanted to change this out to waterproof edition because to me this is always blue for water, for it to go into do whatever water things wanted to do, and never did it. I ended up getting the Castle Creations fan for there. And I think I didn't change anything out on the inside from what I remember. No, I did not. Didn't change anything else on the inside. So yeah, so that's primarily it. Loose LPRC says you need to get a nice RC table so you can do your videos. Bro, I have a great RC table. I got the motorcycles there right now. And I got an RC tech bench, but still have the motorcycles there. Come on, man, you see my old videos. I had the white background and, you know, I was able to showcase every single thing. It looked professional. Yeah, those days are dead. All right, so if you guys have been around, let me throw in the body because people are gonna look at this and say, what the hell is that? So let's talk about the E-Maxx. And I'll give you my opinion on the E-Maxx. And You could take it, you could leave it, you could say, hey, you know, I own one and you're full of crap. You know, it is what it is. So this is my opinion on the E-Maxx. Let's call a spade a spade. It is dated. The T-Max, when it came out, had the same concept. They made it a little longer for the future editions of it, but the E-Maxx is dated. You don't see anything. Well, you know what? I can't say that because the UDR has a whole bunch of shocks, and I was about to say no one's using a whole bunch of shocks like this, but the UDR does. But I mean, there for its time, the E-Maxx was a great monster truck. I mean, by far, if you had an E-Maxx or a T-Max, you were king. There were so many upgrades that you could do with the T-Max, and then they changed it over for the E-Maxx. Um, Pros and cons that I thought about this RC. I always popped the steel dog bones, which always got me upset with this RC. Um, and oh my man, Chris Everyday RC hit me up. Yo, I'll answer the phone. Hopefully it was still on, and then I'll put him live. I'm like, yo, Chris, you calling me on the live feed? I'll get him like that. So yeah, I don't know if he's watching the live feed right now, but we'll see. Anyway, there are pros and cons to having this RC, but here's the con: it is a dated RC. The major problems that this RC has always had, just like the E-Revo, the rear drive shaft, the rear diff always broke. It broke on this one. It broke on my E-Revo. I think I broke it twice on my E-Revo and once on the E-Maxx. If you guys can see a run video with it, probably Everyday RC has a run video of my E-Maxx, and I think I was running Big Joe tires from Proline. But it was a great monster truck. Personally, I think it running on 4S is better than running on 6S. It was just too much. It was just too much for the transmission. I mean, I always hope that since they upgraded the E-Revo, they would have upgraded the E-Maxx by now, and they would have made X. By this time, I thought they would have made an X Revo by now. They talked about it. I spoke with their people about it. It never happened, so whatever. Let me see. Lewis LPRC says, I almost purchased an E-Maxx when I got back into the hobby, but when I went with the slash 4x4 Ultimate. At that time, yeah, I ended up getting the Platinum Edition. I just wanted to paint my own body, I guess at that time. But yeah, I mean, this was a really good RC. It was. Now it's become dated. I don't know if they even sell it on the Traxxas. You know, let me see if they even have it on the Traxxas website. If there's even such a thing. Traxxas.com. Traxxas.com. Man, they're still selling the Revo, the regular Revo. Monster trucks. Would you consider this a monster truck? Okay, so I see the Stampede, 1/16 scale, Stampede, Bigfoot, E-Revo, Summit, Stampede Kit, Stampede, 4x4, Stampede VXL TSM, T-Max Classic, Summit, T-Max 3.3, Revo, Max, E-Revo brushless, X-Max, Traxxas Teton. Wow, they don't even have it. They got the T-Max up there. Where in the hell are you? They got the T-Max 3.3, but they do not have the E-Maxx. That is insane. That is insane. So basically what you're looking at is a little bit of history then. Traxxas doesn't make it anymore. Hot Whale, what's going on? Icon RCs. What tires are on there? These are the Super Swampers from Proline. Wow, so you're looking at a little bit of history right now. I guess I was wrong, laughing out loud. I think they still do. Oh, you thought they still did? Yeah. So what we're looking at is a classic right now. This has just become history. The only other RC that I have that became history, no, two RCs that I own that became history, but you can still get parts for them. So I can't really say that. But I know the Gravedigger became history. They don't do that, and the Mini Gravedigger. But this is truly, this is not a concept to where, um, well, maybe are they still on the funny car still? I don't know. I think they are. But yeah, the E-Maxx just became history. So basically, this is the grandfather of the X-Max and the Max. This this is history. I kind of thought they were going to stop making the E-Maxx, but yeah, this is. I'll do a size comparison video between the X-Max, the E-Maxx, and the Max one day. But yeah, I am so surprised that they stopped making the E-Maxx. So down below, just ask me any question about the E-Maxx or what would be the next RC you would want me to showcase on the channel. I mean, I've done. There's a few RCs that are on the floor. Let's see if I see that. They're over there. There's the Bandit, the Rustler. Yeah, everything. I'm losing space. This is my whole living room. So uh, you can get an E-Maxx on eBay, but used. Nothing new, huh? Hot Wheel, they're not selling funny cars anymore either. So I have two. Remember, two things they don't make anymore. Interesting. Wow. That means I'm way into the game. That's the problem. Way into the game. Way. You know what's funny? There are kids right now that were too young to even realize about the E-Maxx. So to them, this is probably new. You know. Yeah, man, it just came out, bro. Look, see, castle in the back. So wow, this thing. I mean, I take care of my RCs, so it's. You can tell how low it is because they have the iPhone 4 connector, the bottom portion part for the TQI back in the days when they still did that. I thought it was a cool concept. And then Apple decided to change their connector, and it was game over. Traxxas took a beating on that one. Beating. I know they took a beating. Anyway, if that's all that needs to be said, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. Not to say I'm looking for more views or more subscribers or anything like that. I just want to syndicate these channels out there more for people to realize that you can totally customize your RC and also bash around with it. So that being said, if you like the content, give me a thumbs up. If you're part of my notification squad, I really appreciate it. If you're not, get on there. I jump here from here and there. It's been a while since I've been doing videos, but I've been going gangbusters as of late. That being said, rate, comment, subscribe. Until my fellas up in YouTube. Later.